igniting your passion to surpass your target. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Elevate your sales game and join us in Ghana for an extraordinary journey that will leave you revitalized and inspired. Good luck to all our PBUs. Together at P1 Homes, we transcend limits and transform home ownership dreams into reality. Join us on this remarkable journey where dreams unfold and success knows no bounds. Aquava.
One reggae. Please can we put our hands together for this innovative keynote speaker for today's Success Summit, July 12th, here in the city of Lagos. Please put your hands together for him one more time.
Thank you. Let me begin by greeting our father, the man who opened P1 Rega. Thank you so much, sir, the chairman of P1 Group, Dr. Austin Onwumere. Thank you, sir. You are the reason why I'm here. Please, let's clap for our founders, please. I know that Bama is not here. Wherever she is, this is saying thank you for giving me this platform and opportunity to be here. I want to also acknowledge the one and only, the Mama V herself, the Executive Director of Corporate Commission. Thank you, ma. I want to also greet my brother from Delta State, or my father. Like I said earlier, I think it's I dig well for you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I also want to greet all the managing directors that are here, the ambassadors that are here, and everyone. And most especially the people that we all are. PBOs! PBOs! Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being us. And thank you for supporting the P1 nation as a whole. This afternoon, I actually count this a privilege to be standing before all of you and to be addressing this large audience. We are in an ever-changing world, and when I saw the theme of the Success Summit for this month of July, I was personally elated because it is something I believe in. You all agree with me that the world is constantly changing. Is that correct? Indeed. And do you also agree that we are in an innovative organization? Is P1 innovative? Okay, we'll find out very soon. Like you say on the screen, continuous innovation, key to sustainable growth in real estate. I must begin by saying that everything that we are as a human is about innovation. In fact, innovation is what brought us to where we are today. Is that correct? Yes. Everything you have in you, the clothes you are wearing, the kind of soap with which you bathe yourself, where you live, what you do every day, are a result of changes, sometimes gradual. But these changes are important in order for us to keep going as a human. And especially in real estate, we know that innovation is not a choice. It's either you innovate or innovation leaves you behind. Is that correct? Yes. So we are going to be talking about innovation. What is innovation in real estate? What is innovation in itself? What is continuous innovation? And what is re-innovation? And especially for today, what does it take to be an innovative leader? Because in P1 Group, what we are looking for are people that know about innovation, are innovative leaders, people who are ready to bring in the difference. People who are ready to do something new. People who are ready to challenge the status quo and take us to the next level. So let us begin by really looking at what innovation that we all know is all about. I think I have to be giving this slide some space. And I've said that many times when many of us think about innovation, maybe you cast your mind to maybe a gadget, maybe iPhone 14 turning to iPhone 15, and we are now expecting iPhone 16. But that is not what innovation is about. Just having a new product does not mean that you are innovating or even bringing out new products. No. Innovation goes beyond just products because a lot of things are included in what makes innovation. Ideas, creativity, vision, and so many other things are what makes something to be innovative and to actually talk about innovation. So, when we are talking about innovation, we are not really talking about something new. Because like I usually say, there's nothing new in this world. What people have is what they build on what others have done. Because when it comes to innovation, there's no end to it. Where another person's innovation ends, that is where another person's own begins. And I noticed that today we have a lot of new people in the audience. So I'm going to also be talking in respect to some of you who are just joining us in this business. Do not be intimidated by all the big names you are hearing. I was once like you. And so are many of us who are here. We were here on a first day. And we saw successful people. But I must tell you one thing. Success is not about who started. Success is not about who was first successful. Success is about you. Even though people are successful, it doesn't mean that you cannot succeed. And like I was saying, innovation has to do with a lot of things. Like you can see on the screen, you have to know what you are innovating for. You have to understand the aims and the objectives. In our business, we think about profit. We want to make profit. We want things that will increase our revenue. And when you focus on what will bring you the best result, it is possible to come up with best ideas that will achieve all of this. So innovation is not just about a product or new products. It's about things that will help you to move from where you are to where you want to be. And of course, where you want to be is not a permanent place. Because as humans, every day we need to be in a new place. Because once you are somewhere and you remain there, a time will come when you will be nowhere. Are we together? Good. So let's define innovation. Next slide, please. Let's define innovation. And I've said that innovation has to do with ability to conceive idea, has to do with how to develop these ideas, how to implement it, that's to deliver it, ideas, products, services, all of these to what your client needs. And how do you know that you have come up with a truly very, very successful innovation is if that thing takes you to the next level. If it's successful, that's where you know you have actually innovated. If you change what you are doing or you do new things and they do not bring results, obviously that is not a successful innovation. So when you are trying to change what you are doing, the idea or the basic thing that should guide that as a principle is what will come out of it. And implementing it will include making sure that that idea brings the best results. Otherwise, innovations can also be a failure if it is not properly implemented or even well conceived. And hence, in our business as real estate people of P1 Group, we don't just innovate and go to sleep. What we have is what? Continuous innovation. Continuous innovation, because we cannot rest on our oars. We cannot say we have made it or we have gotten there. No, we can never get there. The idea is to continue to make little changes, continue to improve on what we are already doing so that we can achieve the best result. And that is exactly what many of us are doing. And I said that continuous innovation is an ongoing process where you tweak a little things, tweak a few things here and there, continue to look at what you are doing and how you can do it better, and therefore achieve the best result. In fact, if you are not changing what you are doing, obviously you are not innovating. And when you are not innovating, a chance will come that you will eventually fall out from where you are. And we have seen this happen to various companies, various industry leaders in time past. I can go on and on of several examples of people who did not innovate. In fact, one of the reasons why companies and leaders don't innovate is because of what is called success trap. Many people, the success they achieve become a trap for them. They just feel that they have arrived, they have made it. We know what we are doing. And especially in Africa, that's a major problem. That is why till date, there is no African company that is 200 years old. Our companies don't move from generation to generations because as soon as people start succeeding, the next thing they do is to be trapped by their success. The success becomes the problem instead of the solution. So you see a successful person or business, instead of showing up for their business, they continue to show off. And for showing off, and because they are not innovating, before they know it, they have lost out from where they are and become nowhere. And we don't want that to happen. Is that not correct? Good. So whether you are a PBO or you are a business leader here, you are part of us, you want to understand that there is no end to success. Once you succeed or start succeeding, you must continually look for ways to do things differently, to be better than when you started, so that you can continue to succeed. We do not want to allow what we have done to become our problem, because that can easily happen. And this is important because an innovative person is not a proud person. An innovative person is a humble person. Those who lack innovation are proud. The result of success for people who lack innovation is pride. They become too big. They become too big for their customers. They become too big for their partners. They become too big for everybody and forget where they come from. On the other hand, an innovative leader is a humble person. He or she knows that for every business, the partner is bigger than the business. He or she knows that for every idea, the people making the idea work are bigger than the business and the owners. I tell you one thing for free. As much as Bill Gates is a billionaire, if you want to do business with him, he will call you sir. That is how you know whether you are an innovative person or you are not an innovative person. Because an innovative person does not see the end. He sees a beginning at every level of growth that he or she has achieved. And because they view things that way, they are always an ongoing process and they continue to make progress. So when we talk about continuous innovation, it's something that all of us need to imbibe. About generating ideas, implementing them, changing the system. And in P1, that is what we need. For all of you who are leaders here, for all of us, for those of you who are coming in, P1 is a well-established company. Do we agree? Yes. Sometimes it can be very intimidating to come into our company because we have all sorts of achievers and everything. Is that correct? Yes. But do we have it all? No, we can never have it all. That's why we have you. That's why we are bringing in new people every day. And what is your job as someone who is coming into this company? I tell you one thing for free. Do not be intimidated by success. Do not be intimidated by the successes you hear and see in us. Rather, let that success inspire you. Let that success be your stepping stone to even doing something greater. Because the truth is, no matter the level of success we may achieve, it is possible for you to show us that what we have achieved is even just a bit of it. That you can do way better and that things can even get better and grow from there. So if you want to come in, or you are coming as a leader, you must have something you want to bring in. If you come into our group and you are doing the same thing that we are doing, you are not adding value. Actually, there's no reason why you should be here. If you are just here to copy what we are doing and do exactly what we are doing. Because no company is perfect. So coming here as a leader, your idea is to be innovative. Your idea is to add something new to what we are already doing. And in this company, several people have come in to add new things, new flavors, new ideas, and new systems. So what we are doing, and that is why our system is good. But is the system perfect? No. We can still add to it. Whether you are a PBO or you are a director or a leader, at any stage, you want to think about what you can add. What can you tweak? What can you do better so that the system can get better? Because for any new innovation, it does not just benefit the innovator, but benefits everyone. Is that correct? Yes, I'll give you a very good example of how that works. So I've said there are different stages of innovation. The first stage is the ideation stage. That's the idea stage. Many of us, every second, every time, ideas comes into our brain. Different ideas. Especially when we are thinking about something. In fact, for many of you, when you are in your bedroom, like 1 billion ideas come. Sometimes even ideas that could have changed the world. But sometimes before we finish, we would have forgotten it because we are not writing things down. The first stage is the idea. To think about what you can do different, what you can add. Then when you have a lot of ideas, what do you do with those ideas? That takes you to the next stage. You now need to select from those different ideas the ones that will be the best for implementation. And hence, once you have passed stage 2, the next stage is to do what? To execute. This is what many people lack. A lot of people have ideas. They know what to do. In fact, when you give them an idea, they know how everything should go. But do they go ahead and do it? No. The most important aspect of innovation is what? Execution. You must be able to test that idea. You must be able to put in practice. Even when you are not sure, you must be able to try it. Because in trying it, you will know whether the idea will work or it will not work. And when I'm talking about ideas, I'm not talking about just affiliates or companies in us. Even as a PBO, there has to be different ways that you do your business so that you can make the most of make most money or profit in the system that we already have. So when you're talking about the implementation stage, the next stage is what? Is evaluation stage. That's the time where you have to sit back and look, okay, fine, this idea I've implemented, how is it going? Is it bringing money? Is it making assistance better? Are we being more recognized? What is the impact of this idea? That's the next stage, evaluation. And after that, the next stage is what? Learning stage. Because like I said, innovation is a continuous process. For every successful innovation, there has to be another way to tweak it to even become a better innovation. For this stage, I would like to talk about, many of us remember in 2003, when the Honda company introduced a car. You know, Honda has struggled with Honda Accord for many years. And in 2023, they tweaked the system, even the body and everything, and produced a car they call End of Discussion. You know, then I was still in the bank, you know. And many people were still ordering for End of Discussion. When 6 months later, they come up with what? The idea is that a successful innovation can open a large door for you to even more successful innovation. That's the idea. That's why you have to go through all the process. The learning stage can teach you and open an endless door to what you can do. And that is what every leader should always strive to do. Be stagnant on what you do. Because once you are not innovating, after some time, everything will become boring. Either as a PBO, imagine as a PBO you are not innovating. You already know how to share flyers, you know how to talk to people, you know how to recruit. Then what next? If you're not careful, after some time, there will be nothing to do again. It's as if nothing else to do or your business is not moving. Once your business becomes boring or becomes too routine, that's a sign that you are not innovating. Because innovation adds a sense of excitement to the whole process of any business you are doing. It gives you something new to chase, another thing to be excited for. Because once you are doing something new, it's always exciting. You are trying to find out what happened and what may happen. And that is what we are talking about, innovation, the different processes, the ideas, the process, how you develop it, the creativity involved, the vision, and how that results to growth. But every time you continue to change what you do, that results to growth. When we started P1 Rega, for example, let me just quickly mention that one of the things that we did that has really helped us was the fact that we critically look at the processes. And we found that there are a lot of things we can improve in the way we do our process. The first thing we need to do was to go out there and look for people who understand how we can improve on the process and who are willing to work on it. And hence, getting the kind of staffs that we needed, who are willing to improve on what they have met instead of maintaining status quo, was one of the reasons that has helped us, especially in our own area of innovation. Because I tell you one thing, for every company, process is everything. Process is everything. Imagine that you go to a bank to pay money, and after paying money in the bank, you won't get your receipt until after 2 weeks. How will you feel? Or you went to ShopRite to buy something, and after buying it, you don't get receipt for another 1 month. Will you go back there again? So process is key. Once you understand that sometimes it's not about new products, but it's about improving process and looking for different ways to optimize your process, you'll find out that a lot of new ideas will be coming from there. And that's what we are talking about. So like I asked earlier, next slide please. Is this company where we are, P1 Group, is it an innovative company? What's the answer? What do we have on the notice, on the board? What do we have on the screen? Let's say, what do we have on the screen? I tell you one thing, this is the biggest innovation in the real estate industry. Let's clap for our founders, please. This singular action by P1 Group is the reason why thousands of people, even hundreds of thousands, are in real estate and benefiting from it. Before this time, was it like this? No. It was as if real estate for certain people who cannot do anything. But have you noticed that a lot of young people around Nigeria now, as soon as they graduate, they don't need to look for a job? Because of what? Real estate. And when they join us through this system of networking that was infused into real estate, they're able to make a living way better than they could have made if they decide to look for a job. Is that not amazing? And notice, this system, even though it was an innovation introduced by P1 Group, by our founders, has it benefited only P1? The answer is no. The whole real estate industry has benefited from the hundreds of thousands of people who have come into real estate because of this system. Remember, like I said earlier, that innovation many times does not only benefit the innovator, but even the general public and the industry at large. This is not the only innovation of P1 Group. Next slide, please. This is another one. Please, let's clap again for our founders. Because in this, at least I can find my name there. And you too can find your name. Is that correct? Yes. This is not the African man's way of doing business. The African man's idea of business and success is that if he finds an idea, he holds it to his chest. He holds it to his chest. He doesn't share with anybody. So when you ask him, my brother, you are doing well, oh. Why? How are you doing it? I say, what will he say? Nah, God. Nah, God. Everything is God. If you ask him, what do I do to be like you? He says, you should do what? You should pray. After I say you should pray, you should say you should do what? Work hard. Work hard to do what? You know, hard work is good if you know what you are doing. Is that correct? Good. So when somebody tells you to work hard, to carry block, to do what? But you see, what we have in P1 is not African. The African man doesn't do this. The African man dies with his ideas. If he has a good idea. So you go to certain places, they will tell you, there was a man here. The man, in fact, he is so blessed. Anything that he's doing you, if you take one leaf and give you to drink, you will be well. And you now ask them, where is the man? They say the man is what? He's dead. Dead with the whole... Imagine if that man has called 2, 3 young people and teach them that thing he knows. What happened to his legacy? Continue forever. I think at this point, as a benefactor of this, let us give a standing ovation and clap to our founders, please. It's not easy to share what you have. You may not understand. It's not easy. Thank you. You may sit down. So you see, these kind of innovations have not only benefited the innovators, but benefited a lot of people. And a lot more will continue to benefit because of this kind of innovation. You know, if we had remained only as P1 homes, it is easy to compare us to different companies, or even a lot of companies bigger than us. It's possible. Is that not true? But with this innovation, even some of our affiliates are bigger than some of our competitors. Is that correct? Yes. Not to talk of what? Of the group at large. That is the power of innovation and continuous thinking. They could have stopped at the first or the second or the third, but continuous innovation ensures that when you found a successful innovation, you continue to do what? To innovate. Next slide, please. So I've talked about innovation, continuous innovation. Let's talk about re-innovation. As a PBO, how can you re-innovate? How can you re-innovate? You know, we are into the business of real estate. And because of the digital age we live in, internet is everywhere, and our business is 24 hours. Is that correct? PBOs, is your business 24 hours? Yes. When Nigerians are sleeping, those in America are just waking up. But you know, I find something disturbing in most PBOs. Because I don't see innovation in many of our PBOs. So you are a PBO that understands that we live in an online world, but you are offline. So in your small world, as soon as anybody chats you, you say, this is Cecilia Real Estate. I'm sorry, we are offline. You are offline in an online world. In that your small WhatsApp, you're already offline in an online world. So now that you are offline, what do you want the client to do? That's no innovation. Offline messages were created when internet was not everywhere. In the days of email only. It's over 30 years, and we are in 2024, and yet you are offline. You are offline in an online world. So if you want to live, you want to be living 30 years ago in 2024. That's not innovation. Instead of starting your message or conversation with someone with a negative message by claiming to be offline, why not start it with a positive message? Even if you have to put a welcome message, why not let it be positive? That's innovation. Instead of saying that you are offline, why not say that you are online and available and you respond to them shortly? Is that better? Yes. Because how you position yourself, your business, your messaging, your general outlook that people see will determine whether the result you get is different or is the same. The truth is that when it comes to innovation, it's not about big things. It's about the little things that you come across every day. It's not about doing something big. It's about doing little things very well in such a way that you change your result. And that is the only way to continuous improvement. So I've said that when it comes to re-innovation, it is different from continuous innovation. With continuous innovation, you can continue to tweak what you already have. You can bring in new ideas. You can continue to look for new ideas to better what you have. But with re-innovation, we are talking about going back to what has already worked. This thing that is working for you, that you are benefiting from now, an innovative person does not rest. He goes back to what is working and try to even make it work better. That's the difference. But somebody who is not innovative will continue to dance to the gallery over what is working. And eventually, that is how the person may not continue to stand at the position where they are. You all remember the time when we used to rent CDs, Abi? You go to that shop to rent a CD. And when you come to your house, you watch the movie and you return it. We were doing that, Abi? Good. You know, it's so annoying that sometimes when you go and rent those movies, they don't crack. The other person don't overuse them. You cannot even watch it. And if you don't return it on time, you pay what? You pay extra for returning it late. Good. You know, that was something that set for a long time. But innovative people, like the owner of Netflix, saw a loophole. Instead of always going out of your way to go and rent a movie, why can't people just have these movies? Not as hard copy, but as what? As soft copy on their system. They will still pay to watch the movies. But this time around, they are not returning it. In fact, they can watch it several times. Have you noticed that today, pay TV, like the one we used to, I don't want to mention the company name, like the ones people used to buy their decoder and dish. Are you noticing that it's fading away? Because instead of watching some locals film of 30 years ago, you can watch today's own, right? Innovation. The idea of innovation that even when something is good and you are enjoying it, don't stay there. Don't think that because you are enjoying it, that is the beginning and end of everything. You must look for a way that that thing you are enjoying, how do you make it what? How do you make it better? So you are a PBO and you are selling. Abi? You are collecting commission and everything. It is sweet, oh. Commission is sweet, Abi? Don't rest on that. Now think about what else can you do? You are successfully recruiting. You are selling. What else can you do? As sweet as these things are, how do you take it to the next level? Because in truth, if you do not think about tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, you will not feature. Are we together? Yes, we are selling land in Nigeria now, doing buildings, and we are enjoying it. It's not going to continue like that forever. A time will come where we'll change what we do. And the next change that's coming in the next 10 years, it is those who are thinking about it now that will be the leaders that time. Are we together? Because if you are a kind of person that is so satisfied with what is happening now, then you are in trouble. Because the world changes so fast. I still remember 10 years ago, it's not far. Almost everything we have now, and all the leaders of the real estate industry today were nowhere 10 years ago. Is that correct? New leaders. Whether we like it or not, in the next 10 years, everything will be different. Everything we are doing. How do you ensure that the next 10 years, you will still be a leader? You still be leading this industry. You still be leading your own space by not resting on today, not thinking about today. Because today is gone. What is left is what? Tomorrow. Because the mistake many of us make is to celebrate what we have done so much that we forget about the next thing to do. Because when it comes to success, anything you have done yesterday is gone. Hello? When it comes to success, whatever you have achieved yesterday, even this morning, that one is what? Is gone. If you depend and rely so much on that, a time will come when tomorrow comes, you find out that you were not anywhere. So it's always about thinking about what next to do, because business, industry, dynamics, everything changes very, very quickly. We are buying lands and doing buildings. A time will come when we don't do that. Sometimes government relations and everything changes. I need to understand what's the next thing. What next can we do different than we are doing today? And that is what renovation is all about. Next slide, please. So I just brought out some of those things to show you what we are talking about when it comes to renovation. The success you already have. This success. That is many people's problem. Success. Instead of being a blessing, it's a problem. But don't let that happen to you. You already have success. What do you do with success? You have to work on it. You have to think about creative ways, ideas, inspiration, vision, development. That's what innovation is about. On your success. The success you already achieved. Because that is the best way to innovate. In fact, when it comes to innovation, both success and failures plays a major role. Because an innovator is not afraid to fail. In failing, they learn a lot of things also. I've used a lot of light bulb in this slide, and it's for a good reason. Because the person who made the light bulb had a lot of failures. But in failing, he found different ways to achieve the same thing. And eventually, did he achieve it? Yes, is the answer. That's the idea. Let's move, please. I'm going to round up very soon. So we're talking about innovative leaders in November. In this month of, July, innovative leaders. How do you add innovation to your business such a way that you come up with the good ideas, with the next generation ideas that all of us can benefit from? But the good thing about being innovative is that the innovator will be the leader. That's why you need to innovate. Because when you innovate, you eventually be the leader and mostly the ultimate benefactor of innovation. So what about innovative leadership? How do you inspire your team? As a PBO, as a team leader, how do you inspire them? I saw something that the emeritus wrote this morning. He's cleaned her hand. I'm talking to you. I saw something she wrote on Facebook, and she was celebrating her team members that they have so far gotten 5 cars. Abi? Fantastic. 5. That is someone who is not just resting on what she has achieved, but grooming others to do the same thing. Because as a team leader, how do you motivate your team? How do you show that you are innovative? By not hiding what you know, by inspiring your team, by teaching them to be innovative at the same time. Because when your team are as innovative as you are, or even better, you also do what? Benefit. That's our system, right? Yes, but that is what exactly innovation is all about. And I've said that if you want to answer the
Hello, smart investors. Do you know that the most important thing to look at when investing in a property is the location?
Leadership involves your application of your personal creativity, of your personal vision, creating that enablement for not only for you to bring up ideas that succeed, but for others to do the same thing. And whether you like it or not, that is the company that we've called in. P1 Group, a company that enables individuals while working within the system to create innovative environment, different ideas that spur the company to the next level. We are where we are today because of the different innovations that the different affiliates have implemented. Is that correct? Yes. And where we will be tomorrow as a group will depend largely to how individuals within the group innovate and set the stage for the next level of real estate in Nigeria and the world. And hence, an innovative leader is not a kind of person who wants to have it all or who wants to be the star man alone. It's a person who is ready to share ideas, who is willing to empower others, who is willing to even listen to others, who is ready to even copy other people's innovation, especially their team members. An innovative leader is not jealous. An innovative leader is not proud. An innovative leader is not someone that tries to bring other people down. Because that's the African man business. The African man idea of success is to destroy someone else. But that's not innovation. An innovation leader understands that when it comes to innovation, there is no end. That the more people doing little innovation, the better the general industry and business at large. Because nobody's an oasis of knowledge. Are we together? And hence, innovative leaders carry others along, and they're able to empower their team and others to succeed. So what are the characteristics of innovative leaders? Let's just talk about a few. Before this one is waiting for me. I'm not through. He has distracted me. Okay, let's talk about characters of innovative leaders. Do we have that on the board? Okay, I've mentioned that before: creativity and vision, open-mindedness and adaptability. Because an innovative leader cannot be selfish. He cannot be someone who is jealous or someone who doesn't think that other people can innovate or even innovate better than he is. An innovative leader is a risk taker. He likes to experiment because in experimentation, you find new ways of doing what you are doing. An innovative leader is someone who shows empathy, who shows emotional intelligence, someone who is practical, who has knowledge, who communicates very strongly, someone who likes to collaborate, work with others, and especially someone who is resilient. Because in trying to innovate, you will eventually meet a lot of drawback. Because innovations as they are not perfect. Sometimes it may not turn out exactly as you may have wished it. So an innovative leader is resilient. He's ready to weather the storm because he knows where he or she is going to. And that makes them different. And I can personally say that in the history of P1 Rigor till date, that is one thing we have continuously tried to do. And I'm happy that personally, I want to believe I have a kind of chairman who is an innovative leader. Not just the chairman of P1 Group, but the chairman of P1 Rigor himself. Like I said, during our second year anniversary, that's the man that has given me wings to fly. Someone who understands that ideas, innovations, challenging the status quo is the way to growth. And for that reason, I am personally grateful that I am in this group and I have the kind of chairman or leaders that I have. So innovative leaders goes way over and above. When we started P1 Rigor, like I said, we had a lot of challenges. There are a lot of things that we wanted to do. But after a few months, we have to sit back and look at what we can do differently. What is the status quo? What can we do within the status quo to ensure that even while working within the system, but we are able to do things in a different way? And like I said, that is a reason why we have achieved the little success we have achieved so far. Because we didn't just decide to follow what we've seen, but we decided to even make it better. That even within the system, even though imperfect, that it can be better. There are better ways to do it. I remember personally, by November 2022, I called my team and I said, I don't want how we work. I want us to start issuing receipts 5 minutes after the client bought the land. I know it's impossible, but I know how the human mind works. That when you are given a target, you work with that target. Even when you don't meet it, you'll be better for it. Because during my working years, I'm somebody who has been always work with targets, even impossible targets. Like my staff who know me, I don't give myself targets that are attainable. I don't do that. There's no gain to give yourself a target that you know that you can attain. You will not be motivated. If you tell yourself you want 1 million, you already know that 1 million is nothing. So what will be the drive? But I noticed that we can obviously do things better than than we are doing. I insisted that the process must change. People shouldn't wait for things. That instead of the client waiting for things, let the things wait for them. And hence, that's why I said before that the first thing we did was to look for the kind of people who will understand what we are talking about and are willing to implement it. That was the first thing. And so we started running with that. Obviously, we didn't issue receipt in 5 minutes. But that was the beginning of same-day transactions in P1 Rega. The client is not expecting to get receipt the same day. So even if we are not doing 5 minutes, the fact that they get their receipt, their contracts of sale, their deed of assignment the same day is already a win. Is that correct? Because when it comes to innovation, when it comes to setting targets, you have to set the kind of target that will put you yourself on your toes. The idea is not to meet the target, but the idea is to do what? Is to do better. And that is one thing that changed the dynamics of the company that we run today. And even now, we are pushing the narrative further because we are not going to stop on where we are. And that is what innovation is about. That even when something is good, you can make it better. When it's better, you can make it what? Best. And when it's at the best, what do? You strive for excellence. Because excellence starts from when something is at its best. What is best is doing what you are supposed to do. If you are supposed to respond to someone in 2 minutes, and you always do that, you are best at that. But you see, being the best is nothing. But being excellent is everything. Because excellence starts from where the best stops. Because when you do what you are supposed to do, or what people expect from you, you've done nothing. But when you go the extra mile and do more than they expect, that is where excellence starts from. And it was for that singular reason that when we started P1 Rega, even though I'm not supposed to tell P1 Rega here, but I separate myself from my company. We decided that our slogan would be nothing but the crown of excellence. And hence, when you are talking about leaders who are ready to innovate, there are people who don't think that they know it all, who don't think that they have arrived, they have achieved it all. Because in our business of real estate, 2 people are the most important, and they are bigger than any of us run the business. Do you know who they are? The customer and who? People didn't say it, I didn't hear it. The customer and who? PBOs. Once you are bigger than the PBOs, there's a problem. Because the person when they give you money, big pass you. Person when they give you money, be your guy. Is that correct? Good. So that is the idea. A leader must always remember that. You are not bigger than your client. You can never be. Even if the client is a client that pays 100,000 every month, he's bigger than you. Because people like that contribute a lot to who we are and to our business. And so there are different ways you can innovate, like I've explained. You can choose where to innovate from. You can choose to innovate on your process. That's the first one up. You can choose to change your products. And you know, in P1, in the past few years, we have done a lot of different changes to our products. And also, these days, I remember some years ago, I said P1 does not develop. Is it like that anymore? One thing development, key developer. Is that correct? Yes. Now we know what we do. Now you know the kind of estate you are selling. Abi? It's not the one on signboard and bush anymore. Are we together? Now, when you send your estate as a PBO, you are happy. Is that also looking very fine? You can innovate on your product or your process or your service. But you see, whether you're a PBO or you're a business leader here, your service innovation is the most important. Because we are service people. is the service. Even if you have the best product, if you have poor service, you will never be able to get to where you want to get to. Because like I always say, it's not the best product that sells. A lot of other things are included in what makes a product to sell. And service is key. When you innovate on your service or your business model, or you bring what they call disruptive innovation, you find that a lot of things start changing. And that prepares you for the next level. And when you continually do that, as a person, your general outlook about life just changes. Because it helps you to be a better person. Someone who is always growing. Because a human cannot be in one place. Because even God himself is innovating. Is that correct? Yeah, so when God started with humans, he was talking to them direct. After some time, it was the 10 Commandments. Then it was the angel. Then he sent Jesus. After Jesus, the Holy Spirit. Abi? Before, it was an eye for an eye. But now, what abound? What abound? Grace abound. So even God is doing what? It's innovating. And so you, as a human, you must find better ways to do business. But most importantly, like I want to stress in this address, it is successful people that want to be wary of innovation. Because many a times, it is successful people that fail to innovate because they rely so much on their success. Next slide, please. So these are the 5 traits, especially, that innovative leaders must have. They should be thinking, they should be very thinkers, they have the boldness to be decisive, and eventually they have empathy and be very resourceful. Empathy is very important in business. Otherwise, you will even destroy those who are supposed to help you or take you to the next level. So are we ready to be innovative? Are we ready to continue to innovate? So let's conclude. And I've said that in conclusion, innovative leaders are crucial for a company's success as they are the driving force. They come with new ways to adapt to the different challenges and changes in the industry, which helps maintain the company's competitive edge. And in P1 Group, as we continue to innovate, to look for ways to do things better, either as PBOs or as leaders in this group, our company will always have the competitive advantage. We will always be ahead of others. And when we do that, we'll find out that there is a better collaboration of teams in the generation of ideas. And leaders must continue learning and look for ways to improve what they do every day. And when we continue to improve in what we do every day, we're going to see better results in all our activities. Next slide, please. Thank you. That's my time.